What's up? What's up? It's your boy Corey B. So, let's talk about debt, baby. Okay, majority of America's in debt right now. It's not. It's not an unknown thing. Majority of America's in debt. Okay. The problem is that people fear debt. That's right. I said it. You may not want to say it, but I'm going to say it. People fear debt. Stop being afraid of debt. Debt is not your enemy. There is good debt and there is bad debt. Okay, so. Okay, the difference is whether you're leveraged for assets or liabilities. Yeah. Okay, so the difference between a liability and an asset is a liability costs you money, an asset makes you money. So anything that you buy, anything that you buy that costs you money is a liability. Now, some of those liabilities are, I'm not going to argue that, you shouldn't have them. You know what I'm saying? You need to limit your liabilities, though. That's the key thing. A car is a liability. It's going to cost you money. Once you buy it, you're going to have to pay for upkeep. You're going to have to pay for gas, oil changes. You have to pay for tires that blow. You have to pay for anything that happens to that car. That is a liability. That is a liability. Absolute liability. And am I telling you not to have a car? Absolutely not. Have a car. I love my car. I have full intention to have more cars at some point. I've had lots of cars, and some of them were bigger liabilities than others. Okay. What else? An asset is something you make money off of. Okay. If you leverage yourself, if you take out loans for your business and you're growing your business, those loans are assets. The loan isn't an asset. The business is an asset. Okay, so if you're taking out loans and you're investing in your business, you're investing in, the things that you buy to, like, Kimberly's a nurse. Kimberly has to buy things to make her job more productive and for her to be a more efficient, better nurse. Now, many of the facilities she's worked at, they have equipment there. They have things, stethoscopes, pulse ox, these different things. But when she has her own, she's able to be a more efficient, more productive, and a better nurse. And by being a better nurse, she's been able to level up and become one of the higher paid nurses in the Austin area. There are facilities all over the Austin area that know her and have requested that she work at their facility. She's an incredibly diligent and efficient nurse. Okay, so the things that she's bought to make her job better and easier are assets. Those things are not liabilities because they help her make money. Now, you buy a property. You buy a house. You live in this house. If you live in this house, it's a liability. Because it's going to cost you money. It's going to cost you money to upkeep. It's going to cost you money, mortgage, rent, electricity, whatever. If you pay it off, it's still going to cost you taxes. It's going to cost you upkeep, making sure and maintaining the property. Now, if you rent this property out, you buy a house, you rent it out, turn it into an Airbnb, it's a rental, it's whatever. Any of these different options, then it's an asset. Now again, is this a liability that I'm telling you should live without? Should you live without your house? No, of course not. Absolutely get your house. Just make sure your assets outweigh your liabilities. Okay, so people fear debt. It's been, there's all these people that are telling you, okay, get out of debt, get out of debt, get out of debt. Absolutely, man, get out of debt. Get out of bad debt. Don't get out of good debt. And see, the crazy thing is as many people are telling you to get out of debt, there is so many more that are telling you, oh, just get in debt. Just run up the credit card, run up this, run up that. So that it's been pounded into your head in this consumer-driven society that you should live beyond your means. Don't. Live. You should live within your means, but you should over-leverage yourself if you want to get ahead. That is good debt. Good debt is when you're leveraging yourself to gain more assets, to gain more properties, to gain more rentals to gain, these different, there's different ways you can diversify yourself in different businesses. You can expand the business that you already have. If you're working a job, and that's fine too. There's nothing wrong with that. If you're working a job, you can invest in a side hustle. You can invest in, there's different ways to invest. There's so many different. But when you're investing in something tangible, if you're like buying into a friend's business or a family member's business or something like that, or you're buying into another property, these are good assets. And if you go into debt to do these things, then that is good debt. That is an asset. And that debt can work for you to keep you in the red on paper. Keep you in the red on paper, but keep cash flow coming back into you. As long as the cash flow is there. If the cash flow is coming in, but you stay in the red, this is good debt because it keeps you leveraged to the point you don't owe taxes. People want to know how the rich get rich and how it's so fair. It's so unfair. People don't pay taxes. No, they don't pay taxes because they're over leveraged. That's how they get around taxes. You want to get around taxes, over leverage yourself. If you're over leveraged with assets, I had a buddy who literally, he didn't realize he built multiple websites and he was building a little business for himself while he was working. He was working for the state from 9 to 5. He was working as a waiter in the evenings 3 nights a week. And then in his spare time, which I don't know how he had any spare time, but apparently he had a few minutes here and there. And with that spare time, he was building websites with his neighbor and developing a business. And as he continued to pay off and snowball all his debt and stuff, then his credit card continued to increase his balance. So as they continued to increase his balance, he was like, well, this is amazing. Well, I don't need this. So he just continued to let it increase, and he thought it was so cool. And then one day he realized that there was this company here in Austin that was for sale, and he was like, oh my gosh, this company's for sale. I wonder if I could buy it. He literally put the entire company on his credit card. Now, I would tell you, most times, credit card debt is rarely good. Credit card debt, when you're talking about when you're buying sneakers or you're buying, new shirts or, even putting gas in your car. It's like if you're not paying it off at the end of the month, it's not good debt. But if you're leveraging your credit, if you have a credit card and you've got a good enough credit card that you can use your credit card to buy a company, oh, that's good debt. Because he's still collecting money from this company. This money is bigger than it was when he bought it like 12 years ago. Yeah, about 12 years ago he bought this. Oh man, maybe it's almost 14 years ago that he bought this company now, and he's living fat off of this company that he bought just because his other little stuff and all that little stuff. It's to the birds now. He's like, I'm done with all that. He scrapped it all because he didn't want to keep hustling constantly. He finally decided to, you know what? I'm at a point in my life I can just enjoy life with my wife and my kids and do things. And good for him. I'm happy for him. He's got people running this company. But he bought a company. Good debt. Good debt. Know the difference between good debt and bad debt? That's not a problem. And there's a gray area when it comes to student loans. Some people think student loans are bad debt. Some people think it's good debt. I think it's a matter of whether you're going to utilize it or not. If you're going to go to school, you're going to learn a skill, you're going to learn a trade, you're going to use that skill to get a job, to get a salary. A lot of people intend to, but if you actually follow through with it, it's good debt. If you don't follow through with it, bad debt. So that's my take on it. Let's talk about it. Let's discuss. I want to touch this topic of debt again, but I want to see what y'all think about this. I want y'all to give me some feedback. Hit me up. Give me some comments. Holler at your boy anytime. Peace, love. Let's go get it done. You know what I'm saying? All right, till next time, be sure you subscribe, ding the bell, get your notifications. I'm out.